Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. I want to give double honors to elders and apostles at Great Millstone that taught me this truth and rule well. And I want to say Shalom to Yakim and Aquath out there pursuing this truth diligently. Coming at you once again with another lesson. Alright, so today we got an article. Alright, it says CDC Advisory Committee votes to add vid jump shot to immunization schedules for children and adults. It says the vote was unanimous with 15 in favor and none against. Alright, so hey, before we start off on this, there's been controversy, alright, about articles being put out on this currently. Alright, as you can see over here, we got this is from WTSP, and it reads, it says, no, the CDC isn't requiring children to get the jump shot for school. Okay, so hey, now it's saying that, there's been articles, see, it says ahead of the vote, Fox News host Tucker Carlson claimed in a viral tweet on October 18th that the CDC's addition of the jump shot to its childhood immunization will make it mandatory for school, for kids to attend school. A video clip that included in the tweet has nearly 2 million views. Okay, so they're saying it's not true, but hey, we got differing information on that. All right, so hey, let's go ahead and read this. It's from Fox News. All right, it says, let's actually see if we can just play the video. Let's see what it gives us. Bear with me. See if we can play it. Let's see.
Get vaccinated and get paid. Up to $1,700. We are currently offering the COVID vaccine, flu vaccine, UTI vaccine, RSV.
About something completely different, so let's go ahead and read it. All right, thought that was going to be maybe an article for what we're dealing with, but apparently not. All right, so it says, Slakia, let me grab a drink real quick. All right, it says the CDC's advisory committee on immunization practices voted unanimously Thursday to approve the CDC's new recommended immunization schedules for adults and children in 2023, which adds jump shot for the vid. All right, and hey, this isn't medical advice or anything. We're just go ahead and reading this. All right, so if they strike us for medical advice, hey, that's basically bullshit, and that's discrimination. All right, we're literally just reading this article, and that's all we're doing. All right, it says the recommended schedule calls for children to begin getting doses of the vid jump shot when they are 6 months old. All right, it says after a brief comment period, the committee of doctors voted with 15 members in favor and none against. A CDC spokesperson told Fox News on Wednesday that regardless of how the ACIP votes, their decision does not alter official policy. Let's see if we can go ahead. This actually looks like a video that'll actually maybe give us some. Let's see. You're going to be able to hear it better than I, but I'll see if I can hear it as well.
Get vaccinated and get paid. Up to $1,700. We are currently
And this Fox News alert. The CDC is gearing up today for a full vote on adding the COVID vaccine to the list of shots recommended for children. A smaller panel unanimously recommended that yesterday, and we reported that here on the network. This is bigger. This is the full CDC. And in the end, it would be up to the states to make the final decision on whether to give children the shot or not in order to come to school. The states would make it mandatory, not the CDC if they chose. This vote comes after the president last month declared the pandemic was over. Dr. Mark Siegel now, Fox News contributor, professor of medicine at NYU Langone. Okay, how does this change things if the full vote comes and says, yes, add this to the list of shots for my child?
It's going to happen, first of all. They're going to vote to do this. How does this change things? The CDC has a list of scheduled vaccines that it presents to the states. The states then vote, state by state, to use those vaccines or to mandate them in schools or not. What's on that list? Several vaccines that are unbelievably powerful to prevent spread, including Haemophilus, hepatitis, MMR, which is measles, mumps, rubella, polio. Those vaccines, nobody really questions whether they work or not.
So yeah, pausing it right there for a minute. Yeah, when you send your kid to school, all right, some of you might remember when you were getting ready to go to school as a kid, all right, you had to get your immunizations, all right, your boosters, all right. And if you didn't have those, I remember specifically me, for example, when I was a kid, I was moving around a lot, and I think I missed one of the, I can't remember what it was for. All right, it might have been like chicken pox or something, but I remember I missed one. All right, my parents didn't, they basically just did it so I could get into school. They aren't crazy about me getting any of the shit. All right, but they missed one, and they would not let me into school. I remember I had to go and get the stuff. All right, I can't remember which one it was. All right, but they would not let me into school until I had that. So hey, now it's getting to the point where if you don't have the jump shot, all right, the juice, all right, the venom, all right, if your kid doesn't have that, hey, then you're not going to be able to go to school. All right. Now it's saying that they can't, the CDC can't mandate it, but it's going to be state, all right, through state. So if you're living in a red state, all right, a Republican state, hey, you might have a better chance of them not forcing it. But hey, there's already states that have been done this, all right. There's already states that have been done this. Okay, so if you're living in a blue state, all right, anywhere there's a large amount of Democrats, all right, California, we're gonna get to that. All right, I think Nevada went blue now. All right, there's, a lot of other states think, but hey, there might be a good chance that they're going to mandate, all right, that your kid has to get that. So hey, take with that as you will. All right, if you gotta, do what you gotta do. All right, I'm not going to give medical advice. All right, again, but hey, you should know by now. All right, hey, do what you gotta do. Do what's right for your kids. All right. Now, let's go ahead and play more of this and hear where it's going with.
Also on that list is flu, Harris, and the flu vaccine, as we've said multiple times, has some effectiveness, but it's quite weak. And the number of deaths from flu among children is not nearly of the same order as what it's been for COVID. It's much more. So the flu vaccine is weak, but it's also on that list of scheduled vaccines.
So early on, we were told, though, that children didn't get it as often, and if they did, it wasn't as serious. However, I was reading today that it's been 1,000 every year of children. And so compare that, if you can, the risk-reward, because we do know more about some of the mRNA vaccines, too, like the menstruation cycles of some young girls have been temporarily interrupted and impacted in different ways.
Yeah, see, it's fucked everything up.
And they haven't had children yet, if they would choose to do that. So I just want to talk openly about what we know.
So, Harris, the biggest problem is who's giving these messages. You said before we came on, and I agree, the public doesn't know who to believe. They're distrusting politicians who stand up on podiums without any medical background and tell them a vaccine is safe or that it's going to do this, and then it doesn't end up doing what they promised. So people are distrustful. What are the medical facts? A new study just came out in the New England Journal of Medicine that showed that the Moderna vaccine given to very young children is not only safe, but it's effective. We're seeing that more and more. We're more and more worried about long COVID. What is going to happen if your child gets COVID? Are they going to have a brain fog? Are they going to have problems concentrating later on? All of that is on the table.
Right,
it's what
we're just going to go ahead and cut that as it is. All right, but hey, they're going to throw in a bunch of things at the end. But hey, man, so yeah, they're looking at doing this. All right, let's see, let's read a little bit more, all right, and then we're going to grab some scriptures. It says, "It is important to note that there are no changes in the boost policy, and this action would simply help streamline clinical guidance for healthcare providers by including all currently licensed and authorized and routinely recommended jump shots in one document," the spokesperson said. This means that the immunization schedule itself does not impose any requirements on anyone, which, take that with a grain of salt. It can, however, influence how states decide which, to require for children to attend school. All right, so hey, if it influences your state, and all of a sudden now your state says, hey, your kid needs to have this to go to school, hey, that's a mandate. That is a mandate, okay? And they're saying it's not said, no, the CDC isn't requiring children to get the jump shot for school. When it just said, all right, that it can influence. It might not be 100%, but it can influence, all right? So technically the CDC isn't requiring it, all right, but states can require it, all right? The states can require it. So, hey, let's grab some scriptures, all right? The first one we're going to grab, all right, is Isaiah 10:1, which I believe we already have brought up. Yes, Isaiah 10:1, all right? And it reads, Slakia. Bear with me. All right, verse 1, all right, Isaiah 10:1. And the headline is the woe of tyrants, all right? So verse 1 reads, woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and that right grievousness which they have prescribed, all right? So hey, this is an example of them decreeing unrighteous decrees, all right? Anything that forces anything upon you, all right? Even if it's not necessarily that center that's doing it, all right? If they're influencing how the states decide, hey, that's an unrighteous decree, all right? If they told you tomorrow that everyone has to line up and, smash their finger with a hammer, hey, that's an unrighteous decree. So them telling you everybody has to do this thing, all right, hey, that's an unrighteous decree. And eventually, the reason they're mandating and doing all these things is they're seeing how people are reacting. That's originally how this all started out, and they're still pushing the limits, so to speak. All right, because really, this has all just been one big test. All right, they're utilizing the vid, all right, as well as these other pestilences to see how people would react to, mandatory, how do I want to say this? All right, mandatory things, all right, which really goes into, the M to the O to the T to the B, all right, because that's going to start off as something like similar to the way that the jump shot started, all right. It's going to start as something that you can get willingly. They're not going to force it on you, all right. It'll be, optional, and then as it continues on, all right, it's going to become mandatory. All right, and I'm not saying that that's going to happen with the jump shot. All right, I'm saying, as the apostles and elders have said, that it was really a test run. All right, and as you can still see, they're still kind of treating it such. All right, as a test run. All right. So let's grab it again. Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and that right grievousness which they have prescribed. All right. So let's grab, what does grievousness? That's all these people prescribe. All right, they don't ever tell you anything good. They don't ever say, hey, we're gonna, everybody, line up. We're giving out free money. All right, unless it's for the stimulus. All right, and that was really just used to fuck numbers over with their economy. All right. So hey, but you'll never see a site where there's a window where you line up and they're just giving out free $100 bills. All right, unless it's some type of stunt from some celebrity or something. All right, but the government's not going to do those type of things. All right, what do? They decree unrighteous decrees. All right, it's always going to be something bad. All right, you have to do this. You have to do this. And every time you're like, fuck, man. I don't want to have to do none of that shit. All right, So once again, woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and that right grievousness which they have prescribed. All right, and then when they decree these unrighteous decrees, if you speak out against it, they silence you. All right, and that's the devil, man. They silence anything they can do. I was just watching a lesson from the elder Manatazak from the GMS South Carolina Myrtle Beach camp. All right, can't remember the title of the lesson. Let me go see. It's still up on the computer. It's I think it was called "Are the Walls Closing In on Them, or on Us, or on Them?" All right, and one of the things he mentions in that, all right, is how he was mentioned about the small hats. All right, he says, and how we prove that we're the Israelites. All right, and he mentioned that, they'll say that we don't have any evidence, and then when you give them evidence, they'll silence us. All right, and they use that with not only just our heritage, all right, and proving that we're the Israelites. They do that and that silencing, all right, that silencing in a large scale. All right, and that's actually mentioned in the learned elders of Zion. All right, that book. All right, it talks about total control of the media. All right, and silencing anything. Or another one is that they use that we can use directly for us. All right, as they say, they'll completely erase history and remove anything that paints them in a negative light. All right. So hey, us being Israelites is one of those big ones. All right, but anything that can make them seem bad. All right, any of the wickedness and the evilness that they've done throughout history. All right, finding out who they are. Hey, that they're gonna hide that. All right, these people are hiders. All right, they're the masters of deceptions. All right, and lies. Okay, so they're gonna anytime you speak out against them. All right, and it has a valid point. What are they gonna do? They're gonna silence you. All right, that's why we have to be careful with our words and choose our words right. All right, hey, that alone in itself would be considered an unrighteous decree. All right, us bringing stuff out and them saying, hey, you can't do that. All right, that would be an unrighteous decree. All right, that's what these people do. All right, they're full of just making unrighteous decrees. All right, and writing grievousness. All right, that's what these people do. All right, they oppress us. All right, let's grab. I might be remembering that wrong. Let's see if I can grab that. Let's see. Now we're gonna leave that. That's for speaking of us as Israelites, all right, but it doesn't really pertain to what we're dealing with right now. All right, let's grab. Let's see what we got in Psalms 10 and 5. All right, here we go. Dealing with grievous again. Hey. Let's get that definition again. All right. We're gonna all right, let's lock you. All right, here it is. Grievous. It's adjective. Heavy, large, weighty. So that's where it comes from. Let's get down here to linked entries. All right, we got hardship, suffering, pain, bodily affliction. All right. We got more. Grievous. All right, here we go. You can see more. All right, causing fear or anxiety by threatening great harm. Dangerous, grave, serious, severe, life-threatening. All right, causing or marked by grief or anguish. All right, heartbreaking. A great gravity or crucial import requiring serious thought. Shockingly brutal or cruel. Atrocious, flagitious, monstrous. All right, so hey, that's what grievous means. All right, let's grab that top definition once again. If we can just. What does it say? Causing fear or anxiety by threatening great harm. All right. Or we can grab injustice. All right. Injustice. Grief. All right. What does injustice mean? Let's grab that. All right. Let's grab injustice. An unjust act. Unfairness. Hey, look at that. Iniquity. All right, the practice of being unjust or unfair. All right, so hey, man, these people are always unjust. All right, they're always wicked. All right, grievous. All right, this is Psalms 10 and 4. All right, or 10 and 5 actually. Let me see. Now we'll go for... Just start from verse 2. All right, Psalms 10 and 2. All right, it reads, the wicked, all right, the wicked, Esau, Edom in this case, all right. The wicked in his pride doth persecute the poor. Let them be taken in the devices that they have imagined, all right, and we would be considered the poor, the Israelites, all right. It says, for the wicked boasteth of his heart's desire, and blesseth the covetous, whom the Lord abhorreth. It says, the wicked, verse 4, the wicked through the pride of his countenance will not seek after the Most High. The Most High is not in all his thoughts. Hey, these people don't seek after the Lord, all right? They just seek in their wickedness, all right, and what they can do, all right, the evilness that they can do, all right, the wealth that they can make, all right, the amount of money that they can make, all right, the amount of hurt they can do, all right, and destruction and interruption, all right, on people's well-being. All right, that's what these people do. Why? Because these people are wicked. All right, they're the devil. They're Satan. All right, these people. All right, these people. Speaking of Esau, Edom. All right, so-called white man, and we know they're not always white in color. All right, this is a color thing. Before you go, oh, he's being racist. It's not always a color thing. All right, you can have Edomites that look, is brown as a so-called black man. All right. So verse 4, the wicked, through the pride of his countenance, will not seek after the Most High. The Most High is not in all his thoughts. All right, verse 5 in the point. His ways are always grievous. Thy judgments are far above out of his sight. As for all his enemies, he puffeth at them. All right. He hath, verse 6, he hath said in his heart, I shall not be moved, for I shall never be in adversity. Okay. Verse 7, his mouth is full of cussing and deceit, and frayed under his tongue is mischief and vanity. All right, so hey, man, we could continue on. All right, we could continue on with this, and this says David complains of the wicked. All right, we could continue going down. All right, actually, you know what? Let's do. It says, he sitteth in the lurking places of the villages, in the secret places doth he murder the innocent. His eyes are privately set against the poor. Verse 9, he lieth in wait secretly as a lion in his den. He lieth in wait to catch the poor. He doth catch the poor when he draweth him into his net. He croucheth and humbleth himself, that the poor may fall by his strong ones. He hath said in his heart, the Most High hath forgotten. He hideth his face, he will never see it. Okay, so hey, going back to the point in verse 5, his ways are always grievous, thy judgments are far above out of his sight. As for all his enemies, he puffeth at them. All right, when you puffeth at something, you blow smoke. That's when you go, like, pfft, man, you ain't gonna do nothing. All right, you blow that, blow that air out of your mouth. All right, or you make, that kind of like that lip smack when someone says something, you're like, man, you ain't gonna do nothing. All right, hey, that's what these people do with us. All right, that's what these people do with us. They look at us and they're like, pfft. These Israelites, man, they're never going to be able to prove who they are. But hey, let alone do they not know that we will. All right, and we are, and we have. All right, just because they hide what we're saying doesn't make what we're saying any less true. All right, just because they silence us, all right, and it's eventually going to lead up to a famine of the word, doesn't make the truth any less true. All right, you can get rid of all the Bibles, you can get rid of all of the prophets. All right, not that this is going to happen. I'm just saying that you could they could, go away. They could lock them all up, all right, and destroy all the Bibles, all right, and lock all the prophets into prison or kill them, all right. And guess what? It still would not make the truth any less true. The truth would still hold. The truth would still be in effect, all right. Just because you silence something, all right, or okay, if I, for example, just because you silence something doesn't make it not true, all right. If you said that apples are green, all right, and I went to the nearest store and bought up all the green apples and threw them away, all right, the point still stands that, at least some apples are green, all right. Or if you said, oh, the sky is blue, but I threw bleach in your eyes and now you're blind, it doesn't change the fact that the sky is still blue, all right. You just silenced the person saying it, all right. And that's what these people try to do us. They try to silence us, but hey, Esau, Edom, silencing it does not erase, all right. Silencing us does not make any of the truth without effect, all right. It's not going to stop this from being any more true, all right. You just silence. That's all you did, okay. So your ways are always grievous. All right, you're always looking for new ways to throw wickedness throughout the world, and lie. All right, and hey, man, we see right through it. All right, we see through this giant pile of bullshit. All right, that you've laid up. All right, let's grab Nahum 3:1. Slovakia. Not the best with typing when it's on its side like this, but hey, for the sake of you brothers and sisters, viewing pleasure, all right, I have it turned on its side, all right, because I know it's better to view like that, all right, but hey, you know, I know Street Teacher does a lot this way, man. This is a hard way to hold your phone. I usually like having it upright. All right, of course, it doesn't make the screen, you know, that good at viewing, but hey, it's a lot easier to operate that way. Nahum 3:1, it reads, "Woe to the bloody city! It is all full of lies and robbery. The prey departeth not." All right, so hey, man, these people, you know, you Jake, all right, hey, we bring out this time and time again. All right, we are the prey. All right, that's being spoken of here. But hey, man, you see all these things, these wicked, unrighteous decrees going out. All right, these judgments. All right, what's Esau Edom is doing. All right, hey, and you still run right to him, man. When anything happens, you run right to the white man. All right, so-called white man, because they're really red. All right, they call themselves the white man. All right, but hey, you know, you run right to him. All right, you departeth not. What does it say? It says, "Woe to the bloody city is full of lies and robbery. The prey departeth not." All right, these people are killing your people up, stabbing your people down, lynching your people. All right, you can't get a job worth a damn, can't get a decent job. All right, your families are separated. All right, your women treat you some type of way. All right, this place is messed up that we're living in, and yet you departeth not. You want, I want to continue staying in this society. What, on the hopes that you may make it as a musician, or you may make it as a sports player? That's the only thing you got, Jake. That's the only thing we got. Every time our people get famous, what do you see them? They're either playing football, basketball, occasionally hockey. All right, very rarely. All right, odd baseball. All right, you got football and basketball is really where Jake excels. All right, maybe some track. All right, certain track things like that. All right, running. All right, because we fast as hell. All right, or you got you know, musician. All right, which leaves you with like not too many. All right, you got rapper, R&B, pop artist. I mean, that's about it. All right, you don't really see a lot of like Jake country musicians. All right, you know, I mean, there could be a few. All right, I think there's that one guy, Darius Rucker. I'm not even sure if he's entirely a Jake though. So hey, that could be a tear right there. But hey, man, you want to stay in a society that has been set up to make you fall, man. You want to stay in a society that is set up for your destruction. All right, you don't want to depart, man. Like I say it all the time. I'll say it again. A lot of you Jake got Stockholm syndrome. That's what you motherfuckers got. You got Stockholm syndrome. Esau will beat your ass black and blue. All right, and you come back running the next week. Oh, I'm sorry. Please give me another chance to get money, man. Hey, fuck the oppressor, man. Fuck Esau. Okay, this is his society. You don't want to stay in the society. His society. You want to live in his society? Why would you want to live in his society when we could be in our society? All right? We could be in our society, all right? And how about Shimi Shai society, all right, where he, you know, righteousness is in rule. All right, so you want to stay in a place where wicked, well, can I smoke blunts in the kingdom? No, you can't. All right, well, I'll just stay here then. That's the state of you fucking people, all right? That's the state of you fucking people, all right? And that's why 2/3 of our people got to get cut off, man. Hey, because you people want to stay here. All right, and a lot of you people don't even believe the prophets in general. All right, you're Jakes. All right, you don't believe your own people. All right, you false prophets. You can't be a prophet. You can't be a prophet. No, we can't be prophets. We dark skinned. We can't be prophets. You know, still going to the Mormon church and shit. All right, or all these other churches, but especially the Mormon church, man, where they say being black's a curse. All right, you know that so-called black. All right, they say blackness is a curse. All right, did you know that it wasn't until like the 1980s when they even allowed black people into the church? All right, you know that. And I'm not gonna say this is 100% true, but I've heard rumors that if you're a so-called, if you're not white, that you can't even ascend into the into priesthood in Mormonism. All right, so hey, you know, you can't either if you're a woman. So they got that one right. But hey, man, These people got to go, eh? And you refuse to depart, Jake. All right? You refuse to depart. We'll read it one more time. Nahum 3:1. Woe to the bloody city. It is all full of lies and robbery. The prey departeth not. Hey, lies and robbery. All right? They rob you of everything, all right, especially your heritage here, and they lie to you, as we're going to get into, all right, after we grab Job 13:4. But yeah, you know, these people, all they do is lie. All right, here we go. Job 13:4. But ye are forgers of lies, ye are all physicians of no value. And we've got out physician, what physician means time and time again. If you don't know what it means, hey, look it up. All right, ye are all forgers of lies, ye are all physicians of no value. They're forgers of lies. When you forge something, if I said I was at a smith, all right, a smith station, a smithing station, or a smithy as they call it, all right, or over an anvil, all right, and I said I was forging a piece of armor or a sword or a shield. If I was, let's just use this. Let's say I was forging a dagger. Say I was forging a dagger. What would I be doing? Give you a moment to answer. All right. If I was forging a dagger, what would I be doing? All right. I'll give you the answer. I would be making a dagger. If I was forging, I'd be creating. All right. I'd be standing over there, all right, with that hot piece of metal, all right, banging it out with a hammer, shaping it into a knife or a dagger, so to speak. All right, I would be making it. I'd be forging it. I'd be creating it. All right, I would be making it come forth. All right, so if they're forgers of lies, what does that mean? They're making lies. They're creating lies. They're bringing lies forth. All right, but ye are forgers of lies. Ye are all physicians of no value. And that's what these people do. They lie. They lie. They lie. They lie. They issue unrighteous decrees. That was Satan. All right, not righteous decrees. All right, they spread unrighteous decrees. All right, they prescribe grievousness. All right, and hey, what do? Then they lie about it. When people say anything about it, then they lie about it, or they try to make it seem less bad. All right, through double speak. All right, look that up. Look up double speech or double speak. Just look up double speak. All right, and it'll tell you what these Edomites do. All right. So hey, now that we've got into talking about them lying, let's get into them lying. All right, this is over here. Let's actually bring this forth. It says, no, the CDC isn't requiring children to get the jump shot for school. A CDC committee voted to add the jump shot to a list of recommended immunizations, but it can't require that all kids get them to go to school. CDC can't, but your state can. The Center for Disease Control and Prevention CDC Advisory Committee on, voted on Thursday, October 20th, to add the jump shot to a list of recommended childhood immunizations. All right, and even if they're saying, oh, well, we're not going to make it mandatory for the CDC, they could change at any point in time. All right, remember, there was points where you couldn't go into certain stores unless you had that. All right, that was mandatory. All right, unless you had that. What does it mean? Let's here. So hey, that means required by law. And hey, remember, if certain places, certain concerts are still like that, it is required by law that you have that boost. All right, that jump shot. All right, that jabroni, that snake venom. All right, the Max. All right, the Mad Max. All right, Maxine Waters. All right, so hey, that is a mandate. That is a requirement, is it not? All right, so hey, and they did that. All right, you couldn't go into certain stores. You couldn't go into certain stores. All right, you couldn't go into Slovakia. You couldn't go into certain stores. All right, you couldn't go to you couldn't work certain places if you didn't get it. Certain jobs, so a lot of people got fired. All right, you can't work certain jobs still unless you have it. All right, I was browsing through job applications the other day, and there was this one job, I can't remember what it was, but it was talking about I almost said it. It said that the jabroni, that the jump shot is absolutely required for that position. All right, it was working at a festival. It was like I guess some type of video game convention. It was a temporary job. All right, I got it was decent money, I guess, or something like that. But hey, it was absolutely required. Why? Why? You can walk into Walmart, Target, Smith's, Ross, GameStop, fucking Payless, thrift stores, all right, Nike, okay, Foot Locker, whole ass malls without having it. You have to have the thing to be fucking inside a big ass building. Those gaming conventions, any of those conventions, or those gaming conventions like like PAX or Comic-Con, or Seattle gaming conventions, any of those things like that. All right, Comic-Con being the big one. Any of those big conventions like that. All right, I've never been to one personally, but I've seen them. Those things are in huge fucking buildings, man. Huge fucking warehouses. Huge warehouses, way bigger than a Walmart, and you don't need them for a Walmart. The people would be, people are more tightly packed in these ones. So, that's just more incentive, because they know those draw a lot of people. All right, and a lot of people love those things. All right, if they can't have them, they're gonna freak out. So they say, oh fuck, I'll just end up getting the shit. I'm just gonna end up getting it. All right, I don't know if they're requiring the people that are going there to get it. I wouldn't be surprised. All right. But they're making the workers get it. Well, it's to keep our customers safe. Bullshit, man. It's to spread an agenda. Says ahead of the vote, Fox News host Tucker Carlson claimed in a viral tweet on October 18th that the CDC's addition to the jump shot to its childhood immunization schedule will make it mandatory for kids to attend school. A video clip included in the tweet has nearly 2 million views. It says, Verify reader Jacob also texted the team to ask whether the jump shot is going on a mandatory list for children. The question, is the CDC requiring children to get the jump shot? The answer, false. No, the CDC isn't requiring children to get the jump shot for school. An advisory committee recommended the jump shot, Slovakia, for school children, but only states can require the jump shot. So while they're trying to make it, they're trying to, a lot of these idiots, all right, will be like, oh, see, no, they're not requiring it, and then they won't read anymore, and they're like, see, no, they're not requiring it. You anti boosters, you anti, you don't even read anything. You don't even read anything. You see, they said that they weren't doing that. They weren't doing it. It's like, well, guess what? If you read more, yeah, the CDC technically isn't, all right. The CDC technically isn't, but they're influencing states, and the states can require it. Yes, they can. And guess what? California already has. So I'm writing this off as a lie, because they basically lied. All right, they basically lied and said no. All right. Well, technically, yes, the CDC isn't, but they're being, maybe it might not necessarily be a lie, but it's purposely obscuring the truth, all right, which might as well be a lie at that point, all right? So let's go here. It says, California becomes the first state and nation to announce that the jump shot requirements for school. After implementing first-in-the-nation school masking and staff jump shot measures, California becomes the first state to announce plans to require student jump shots, adding the jump shot to a list of things required for school, such as jump shots for measles, mumps, and rubella. Students will be required to be jump shot for in-person learning starting the term following FDA full approval of the jump shot for their grade span 7 to 12 and K-12. All right. At a school in San Francisco, Governor Newsom announced plans to add the jump shot to the list of things required to attend school in person when the jump shot receives full approval from the Food and Drug Administration for middle school and high school grades, making California the first in the nation to announce such a measure, following the other first in the nation school masking and staff jump shot measures. So, hey, man, California already did it. Hey, and you best know that when the M to the O to the T to the B becomes mandatory, hey, man, California's probably going to be the first one. We're going to be the first in class to make our kids accept it. Fucking bunch of fucking moles, hoes, and everybody knows, all right? Just a bunch of fucking queers over there, all right? They might take the video down for that, but hey, we're allowed to use queer now, remember? We're allowed to use it. It just means different or whatever, all right? So, hey, let's get Job 13:4. All right, let's get rid of this. Slovakia. God damn it. Come on. All right, Job 13:4. We actually already got it from the first time, but we'll get it again. But ye are forgers of lies. Ye are all physicians of no value. All right, and they're gonna lie and tell you. Oh no, it's not. You know, it's not gonna. We're not gonna mandate it. We're not gonna make it mandatory. Well, technically no, but also yes. All right. Why the CDC isn't, your state isn't. All right. So that's basically lying, because they are making something. They're making something influential to where schools are gonna. Not schools, but states are gonna mandate it. All right. But they're trying to pass it off. It's not the CDC, which it might not be. All right. But it goes back to them somehow. All right. So ye are forgers of lies. You're all physicians of no value. All right. So hey, man, these people ain't got it. Let's get Psalms 58:3. All right, Psalms 58:3. The wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. And why they weren't less necessarily bold-faced lying, all right, purposely obscuring the truth to that point, they might as well have just lied about it at that point. And we know they lie anyway, so, these points still stand. All right, even if they weren't necessarily lying about that, they lie. All right, they lie about the lies that they lied about. All right. The wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. All right, and some of those articles were basically borderline lying at that point, saying no. They're trying to purposely obscure that they want to make it. They want to make it seem like no, that isn't going to happen at all. But reality, you have to read into it more and see that yes, it is happening, but the CDC isn't requiring. All right, the states will be the ones requiring it. So that might as well. That's almost basically a lie at that point. All right. Let's grab this once again. All right, Psalms 58:3. The wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. All right, and that's what they do, man. They think about lies that they can come up with. It's their favorite thing to do. All right, John 8:44, it reads, Ye are of your father the devil, and the lust of your father ye will do. He was a murderer from the beginning, and abode not in the truth, because there is no truth in him. When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own, for he is a liar, and the father of it. All right, so hey, the things that your father did, you're going to do as well. Esau, always been a liar. So Esau, still going to be a liar. All right, always was a murderer, still going to be a murderer. All right. They pressed people before, they're still going to press people. You are your forefathers, all right? You are your father, all right? We know we come back every third, fourth generation, all right? So, if that person was some murderer, guess what? You're a murderer. You're still a murderer, man. You're still a murderer. That song, was it Barrington Levy, them are murderers, all right? It's fucking, of course, Benjamin over there talking about weed, but still they know, they know that these they know about the white man. So let's get Amos 1:11. Reads. All right, so now we're getting to the closing out. All right, we're closing out on this. Man, these Edomites are going to tell you all sorts of things to get around, whether it's lying or whether it's using double speak to purposely conceal the truth. All right, or altering or purposely obscuring the truth or telling you things. All these different things. They're going to continue to do these things. They're going to continue to kill our people. All right, and try to get our people to take the M to the O to the T to the B so that they can have full control as they think. All right, they think that's going to grant them full control. All right, and really when you take that, all right, it's basically accepting them as your God. All right, and that's what a lot of you Jakes are going to take that too. A lot of you people, a lot of you Jakes as well, because you already You already look at them as a god. Well, they helped me. They got my money. They got my house. They got this. Every time I get ill, we run straight to them. So a lot of you Jakes, already think of Esau as God. All right, and that's going to lead to your destruction. All right, again, you got that Stockholm syndrome, man. So, hey, but you Edomites, all right, you think you're going to get away scot-free with all this wickedness that you're doing, with all this unrighteous decrees and these grievousness, all right, and all this wickedness and death that you're putting out in the world. You think you're going to get away with it, and you're sorely mistaken. It's not going to happen, man. This is Amos 1:11. Thus saith the Lord, for 3 transgressions of Edom, and for 4, I will not turn away the punishment thereof, because he did pursue his brother with the sword, all right, and who's his brother? Us, all right, Jacob, all right, because he did pursue his brother with a sword, and did cast off all pity, and his anger did tear perpetually, and he kept his wrath forever, all right, so hey, the Lord's not going to turn away the punishment, all right, against them, and hey, you know, their punishment's going to be terrible. It's going to be terrible, 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 terrible. We're just going to grab it now. Psalms 52:5 through 7. Let's grab it. Went the wrong way, I believe. Yeah, Slakia. Let's just start from verse 1, Psalm 52 and 1, right? It reads, David condemning the spitefulness of Doeg, 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 all right, I might be pronouncing that incorrect, prophesies his destruction, all right? And verse 1, it reads, to the chief musician, Mashiel, a psalm of David. When Doeg the Edomite came and told Saul, and said to him, David is come to the house of Ahimelech. Why boastest thou thyself in mischief, O mighty man? The goodness of the Most High endureth continually. It says, actually, you know what? Let's skip. No, let's actually just get it. We'll continue reading it. All right, but the points on 5, all right, and down through 7. All right, but showing you that this is speaking of an Edomite. All right, verse 2, thy tongue deviseth mischiefs like a sharp razor, working deceitfully. Thou lovest evil more than good, and lying rather than to speak righteousness. Selah. Thou lovest all devouring words, O thou deceitful tongue. All right, and hey, you know, that's Edomites for you. It says in verse 5, the Most High shall likewise destroy thee forever. He shall take thee away, and pluck thee out of thy dwelling place, and root thee out of the land of the living. Selah. All right, and it says up here, the righteous shall rejoice at it. All right, the righteous shall rejoice at it. It says, the righteous also shall see and fear and laugh at him. Who's the righteous? All right, the elect. All right, Lord willing, we're part of the number. We call ourselves the hopeful elect. All right, but the elect, regardless, all right, are going to be Israelites. All right, the righteous also shall see and fear and shall laugh at him. Lo, this is the man that made not the Most High his strength, but trusted in the abundance of his riches and strengthened himself in wickedness. All right, so hey, man. What's going to happen? Verse 5, the Most High shall likewise destroy thee forever, and he shall take thee away and pluck thee out of thy dwelling place and root thee out of the land of the living. Selah. So hey, when destruction comes, all right, when the day of judgment comes, all right, and the nukes launch, all right, and a lot of you Edomites are going to get destroyed then, all right. Some of you are going to be the first to bury the bodies, all right. Some of you are going to be the first to bury the bodies, all right, and the first people to go into slavery. So, hey, that has to be done. But, hey, a lot of you people are going to be put to death. And guess what? After your 1,000 years of, in the kingdom, all right, of slavery is up, you get to go away, all right. Let's grab that, actually. Let me see. Let me try to find it. Here it is. We'll grab it online. All right. Obadiah. This is Obadiah 1 and 18. All right. So this is what's coming for you Edomites. All right. After that 1,000 years is up. And the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, and the house of Esau for stubble, and they shall kindle in them and devour them, and there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for the Lord hath spoken it. All right, because of all this wickedness you've done. All right, all this wickedness you've done, Esau. All right, hey, you're going to be put to death, and you're going to go away. All right, you're the lowest of the low, baseman. All right, hey, and your time's coming to an end, man. So, hey, enjoy it while you still can, because, hey, death and destruction is coming rapidly your way, all right? So, hey, with that, we're going to close out. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying, all right? Once again, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Hashem Rakak Madash. I want to give double honors to elders and apostles at Great Millstone that taught me this truth and rule well. And I want to say shalom to you, Akim and Akwat, out there pursuing this truth diligently. Until the next one, Lord willing, shalom.